in the middle of page Kuf Samachay, in the middle of answering the question. The question was, why is it that Yecheskel, when the Navi Yecheskel describes Eretz Yisrael, he doesn't learn number of Chavetz Agvul. Like a third page down, Kuf Samachay Shom Atcheles Iya Bir the Gumus. Mashi Becheskel learn number of Chavetz Agvul. Why don't you? Why is when Yecheskel describes the Eretz Yisrael, the Gvulas, the borders of Eretz Yisrael, it doesn't mention the extension that the Yachim Hashem is Volchad will be Kenik Nizir Kadmainim, Amin Umayim and Adam. Jesus explained before the Gimel Alot. So that explains our Pichsibis. The Bir Yachadiz are Bezei Fanim. When we say that the Eretz Yisrael will be the Bir of the Gimel Yishayness of Kachav, the Chachmas Chitzonius, that itself can be two ways. Echad, Aleph, Shiur Guf Atzmas HaMadregas Harelo B'fnei Atzman. To be the Gilui of the Gimel Yishayness, the Kedusha, as they are, that's the higher level. The other option is that we're only going to get the Ha'or of the Gimel Yishayness as they express themselves to the Zayin Tachtenis, which means different language, the way the Meichen are expressed to the Midas, not pure Meichen. This is really a difference in the way the Geula will ask it, love it. In the Prince Achishena, the Pasuk says, Ani Hashem be'ita Achishena. I will hasten it in its time. So it's a contradiction. Is it be'ita? Is it in time? So there's nothing to hasten. It's going to happen. If Achishena means I'll make it before its time. So the word be'ita Achishena is an inherent contradiction. Says the Gemara, Zohu Achishena, lo Zohu be'ita. There are two ways the Gilui of Mashiach can be. It can be Zoch, then it's Achishena, then it's faster, then it's time. Lo Zohu be'ita. But so it means there are two, but in our, I just brought the shot, but in Vechsis looks at it, it's just two Eifanim and Gilui. If it's Zochu, you give a higher level of Gilui. The two Eifanim. The Meila, but Teira, Shanemarim, Yachiv, Teira, in Teira, in Chumash, in Parashas Sheftim, it says, Im Yachiv, Hashem, El Kechas, Bulcho, Taylor talks in a higher level about a higher level of Gula. That is why the Torah expresses that there's an actual addition. That the Gimel Yishena is the Gila of the Meichin Shalamayla will be as a Meichin to Meish Shehein. That's the Madrega of Achishena. Like I said, Zochu. It's a higher level of Gila. Mashen can probably Yecheskel come up as be'it. In Yecheskel, because that's a be'it, it's a low level of Gilui. So in Chumash we have the higher level, and now we have the lower level. It's a shot. Period. Then it goes up to the next stage. The next part, it said in the beginning of the Maimon, Amen Amoya Ftil B'Sich. All along we learned till now that Amen Amoya, which means the Meichin, we can't, our thoughts are smart. We're not allowed to conquer it. Why? Like you said earlier, Chachmas Chitzenis is too high, it's too tough to be Mavar. So it's one of a few dogmas. Dakim, that says in Kisvarizel, Dakim is Gdoilos, that's much harder to remember. That's why Bisman Azeh, there's Isot Kibush Amen Moyer. But now the Gemara says that the parts of Amen Moyer, that Sich and conquered, till they became purified, which means that Eden could conquer, that Israel could conquer them. What does it mean? What does it mean in Ruchnius? says the Indian know the sichen loshent sicha. Sichen sounds like sicha. Which is sicha? The ain sicha la tefillah. Yes, you call it in a tefillah. He's bringing us as a metal component mixes the gimel shen. So the amen of tefillah b'sichen, and avodah means that how could we elevate the at least partially the Rahmas Chitzonius of the gimel shen is the klipa to davening. Ein sicha la tefillah. Amen of tefillah b'sichen to the avodah of davening we can elevate the Rahmas Chitz the gimel shen. So that's one pshat. Number two, on the Britz Chaim is the sicha tzloitza b'chshai shmenesra. In Britz Chaim says that sicha is not any part of davening. It's a specific part of davening. Tzloitza b'chshai. It's the shmenesra which we daven quietly. Not stam davening. Stam davening has a different name than sicha. But when it says sicha elot tefillah, that applies to the highest level of davening, shmenes. Which means what happens in shmenes? In shmenes we have to stand straight, and the way we stand before a king, we look at the king. That creates a higher level of bittul. That's the bittul of chachma. So according to that understanding means that Akum we read Amen not to stamp tefillah, but a higher level of tefillah, the bittul of shmenes. Also, sometimes it says that sicha is called Torah. So both shmenes and Torah both have this ability to be mevar the gimel rishonos. Yeshleima shazer shaper dvar v'mamish. When we say Torah is sicha means the Ebershter's speech, dvar v'mamish, wo inen teras l'mnos. So it means when a person learns Torah not stam as a side thing, the teras l'mnos is fully occupied with Torah. So when a person reaches this level of Avodas Hashem, either shmenes only with Torah and teras l'mnos, then he has the ability. See, of Til, he can conquer some of the gimel rishonos, the klip. But like we said in Pshat, what does mean the entire earth? Only partially. So the same thing now in Avodah. What level of gimel rishonos could be elevated to sicha and to tefillah, to the tefillah and Torah? Only partial. Is the ikar gilui? Is the ikar gilui? So the level of the bill of Raman to sicha is only mixed. It's only partial. So now we understand what we started the whole Maimon. What was the Maimon talking about? Achilois taste of anecha sicha. That's outside. So he said, "V'zeu shekibush eretz sicha nedavar gadol ma'od." Then now we understand why the kibush eretz sicha is davar gadol ma'od. It's a very important event that the pasuk says that the Rebbe told Moshe Rabbeinu that you have to. It's a special event. In addition to the simple pshat, it's sicha. Then, like the Medrash says that he was very strong, and he was watching out the soul. But there's also there's a spiritual view, the Chassidish view, that means that the kibush of sicha means gimel rishonos. That's why it says it takes lefanecha sicha nesat. So why? Moshe had this power to be mavar sicha, which means the amen moed to sicha. B'tnei shoy b'knes mad chachma. Moshe is madreg of mad chachma. Ksiba vayar ish isloi yisham chalkas v'chayik tzofon. But Moshe has the madreg of ish chachma. וגם מה שמדבר על ידי תפילה, יותר, זה מדרגת מוישה, יכולים להסביר את החוכמה. But he said earlier, going back to Avodas Hashem, the Torah tefillah, the fact Torah tefillah, can be bevar partially sichen, tiru v'sichen, bevar the Gimel Hashem. That's also that's madrig of Moshe tefillah and Torah, because the beetle the chach. Shleima the Moshe. Now he says it's even more than that. The Moshe hoya bil pres achishen asher guf madrig. The way it was a Moshe, it's not. Remember, he said earlier that in Cheskel said that Cheskel is not. It's not mentioned there. Chavas Agul, but Cheskel the Gili, Gimel Shenes was only to design Taftenet. He said, but the way Moshe conquered Sichen, and eventually, and also, how in the Moya was the higher level, the level of Gili, Gufa Madrid. Zeh Shachakach Oima. Losh Narab, Mashem again, Nosam Biadeno, Vanakim, Koch, Miachas and Moshe Lavat, Shechtiluk, Bev Nabil. That is why it's not true that the prophet says that Moshe describes the Muhammad Sichen Goyim, that all the Inu participating in it, but it still said it's Miachas to Moshe, because only Moshe was able to reach that higher level of Biur, which is the Achishena, the giver of the Gufa Madrig. Gam Yeshleima says even more, another point. The B'Moshe Hoya Biur B'dung B'Shalamayel Shnetzbar Tchila Afnimis V'Yis. So we describe the Indian of the Biur. We talk about the Avedus HaBiurim. The two ways, the way it works. We described earlier in this moment before that the Eibishter created, there was element Titoyu, there was Shviras HaKelim, then he made a tikkun, but the tikkun was Memayla Lamat. First it was the highest Madrig. That Tzirus was created for. Then there was whatever was left, lower, Priya, then Yitzir, Asir. So then there's our way, there is Melamata Lamat. We start with low, then we go higher and higher. So Mamela, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu, the way Moshe was Mavar, the Klippus, was just like the way the Eibishter does it, which is first, Tchila Pnimis B'Yosef, first it starts with the highest level. I'm not is medayik, it's a dear kalosh. Re'ei achilois, the achilois, the tchil is in re'ir, the highest level. Okay, we finish this point. Now he brings another point that he brought in the beginning of the Maimah in page, what was it? 1 second. Page Kuf Nun Vav, the first line is Betagam Yenas Nisa Chami Ba'ochas Shmai Messiah, the Shah is the Madganov. I saw, Ba'ochas means, what we said, translation, in the time of the sun and the moon, which is interesting. It wasn't about going to the sun and the moon. He talks about Sichai. So he says this Pshat al Pi of it. The Targum is neither Ba'ochas Shimsha V'Zera, which I'm not sure about. Shimsha V'Zera, Shemesh V'Yichech. What does it mean? Ba'ochas Mishtel. Inyan Iyeh. Shimsha V'Zera is a remnant of the word Iyeh Shavavke K'mayut K'mamash Kanal. Because Shimsha V'Zera, that's Vavke. Shimsha, the sun and the moon are also the two madrigas of Vavke, Zohar Malchus. And when we say Bayemau E and Classic Love is Zohar Malchus will be in a madriga of Meichin, like you said, mentioned earlier. That's the Biur of La'asid. So that's the name of Shimsha V'Zera. The Classic Love is Shimsha V'Zera, but not La'asid Love. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he was Mavara, it was Mavara like Classic Love. That the Gilu Etzem HaMeichin. Miachas El Moshe Dafka, he repeats the same thing. The Shabbakoyach Dafka Lavar Aman Amoyev Gam Hashatir B'Sem Terot Tfilas. So this is the Madrig of Moshe Cholech Misot. Every it has this power, the Terot Tfilah, to elevate partially also the Gimel Shem. The Ikar Biur Azay lost. The Iker lost. Actually, Biur Azay Midas. So they start which really good in the Sabbath Gimel Shem. She lost because it's so. So now the avodah beika is pure finance, like I said earlier. But to our avodah fiskaf and we bring the gilui of Hikol, the good shabbos of the gilui shenis. Maybe you can be a kacham. For us, the koyim aftach alav rova v'ilova shalom gilui shkalas ha'momin v'yos b'etzor etzorot. So that explains why also will be etzorot. So to summarize the last page, he said a few things which, in a way, are not, they don't fit exactly like a puzzle, but he said a few things. The bottom page of Samadhan, he said that in order to be able to be Mavad Chachmas Fitzenius, you need oil Torah and oil mitzvahs, which is a very strong level of Kabbalah soul. That's one point. Then he said you need Neshamas Agvoyes. But now, so all this, we'll be talking about the ultimate bill of the Chachmas Fitzenius. Now, the last thing he said, that really everybody has to a degree, each of us, because every Yid has the Moshe Shgalachat V'Echad, like it says in Tanya, because every Yid has Moshe Shgalachat V'Echad, B'Meile, to davening and learning properly, can also partially elevate the Chachmas Fitzenius. Okay. I will start the new manual today. Page Kuf Samach Vov, Shabbos V'Eschan. Shema Yisrael V'Elgen V'Echad. Pasuk says in V'Eschanon, Shema Yisrael V'Elgen V'Echad. Sorry for the obvious, so there's a known question. Lama Loi Nema Hashem Yochid Shemay Al Achnes Yishem Echad. Said Hashem is one. What?
Before we go further, I just, in summary, we can't really be mevader the what's it called, the Chachmas Chetzaynis.
Yeah, we can't be mevader fully, but we do have some. I mean, it's not chiddush for this moment. Tani says Perek Ches, but in Tani says Perek Ches, he says the two options where we could. One is leisparnes, or is a kardem lachtaboy, and the second is. That he uses Labaydas Hashem V'Teros. That's what says in Tani, right?
Right.
I don't think in our Maimar is arguing what it says in Tani, but he just develops a few points how to what is the way to do it. With Mavar, basically it means that what? Sorry, yeah. What? I can't hear anything. What?
So Cardon Lachpor is not doesn't elevate. It's just it's one way that you have to use. No.
What do you mean? Of course, he elevated. You do it L'Shem Shamayim.
Using it for serving Hashem. It's not.
But he elevated.
That's not one of the ways that's mentioned to be. I think it's one of the ways to use it, but it won't elevate. I mean, according to what has been said, it's not the elevation of the thing. It's just a one way, mutar way to use that.
Yeah, but then it becomes similar to all the other neutral things we do, like eating and anything we do which is neutral. Then you do it l'shem shamayim. So it's
the neutral things is neutral, but this is like a tumor. No, I mean the Chacham question is the tumor. Then that's all the whole thing. This Maimon is all about.
I mean, if it's tumor, why can you do it l'shem l'kadam? I mean, like I said, we're not passing halachas here. Just like that.
No, this discussion, of course not.
So, if I understand what it says in Tanya correctly, if it's kadam lachtaboy, then you can eventually elevate it. If you do it the kadam lachtaboy, then you use it's l'shem shamayim. You do it just like any parnos. Let's say if you're not chavas v'tzaynis, if you're just carpenter, but he carpenter and he do it parnos l'shem shamayim. Now they should be able to whatever, to serve Hashem, so it elevates the passion. When he said, the Lashon Tova says in Tanya also. Okay.
David, do you know this guy, Professor Sugarman?
Sorry, what?
You know this guy, Professor Sugarman?
Yeah.
He used to live in Vermont by Rotskin.
Right. Yeah, what's with him now?
I don't know. He went to Muncie. I don't know. I don't know exactly. But when I was a bacher, I went on Microsoft to Vermont.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
And he told us the yechidus that he had in the mid '80s, early to mid '80s.
Yeah.
That he went to he was coming about show. He didn't want to. He taught Greek philosophy, like whatever.
Yeah.
And he told Rebbe he's coming from. He doesn't want to teach the stuff anymore. He said Rebbe banged his fist on the table. Until the last Jew is there, it's your obligation to make sure whatever. So he was teaching Greek philosophy. Anyways, just interesting story.
Yeah, Block was also teaching philosophy. Dr. Block, Irving Block, was also teaching. He was a mumch in Aristotle.
Yeah.
Okay, so, look, but you see, but here you can. It's a different point. I mean, I'm not. It's not. It also, but the point was, I think, the fact that you're there. So you're Makar of the Jew, whatever. But in order you should be there, you have to teach. So that's almost like Kardamata. It's like a side thing. Since you're teaching there, and you have a connection to a student, so you can be Makar of the student. It's not that the learning itself is elevated. It's like more like a side effect. But I mean, okay, but it's okay. It's interesting. Thank you. All right. So, the Poel Mamish, like I said, we don't pass halachas here. It's one of these open issues. It's not clear to me what exactly is the limit. I mean, starting from going back in Tanya Gufa, the first thing says Talmud Bitul Torah. The reason why says the reason why a person should not occupy his mind with other things, Bitul Torah. And then Tanya says, not only that, if your mind is occupied with such things, so the tam and nafshach, in other words, you take your mind and you occupy it with things that are not with the tome. So from that perspective, you have to stay away from it. But now Maimer adds a few corrections here. Number one, he says, and the person should take a Kabbalah. Let's put Neshamas HaGvois to the side. You don't know, you're not Neshamas HaGvois. But first, he has this Kabbalah soil thing. There's a very high level of Kabbalah soil, and then the last thing is in a way more, I don't know, more practical. But the way he describes it, the person davens properly, learns properly. That also partially mevared Chachmas V'Tzainis. What it means the Poel. Okay. I'm sorry, we didn't resolve the issue here, but we just touched a few interesting points. How Chassidus explains this whole union of Chachmas V'Tzainis now in Mavad. Okay. I already looked up a few Mekayos. Maybe I'll look up some more. Okay, let's start the Nomaima. Shais aber gerne Echad, Tzarich Lavid, Lama Nema Havai Echlei, Nema Havai Yochid, Shemeir Alar, the Tiesim Ech. So since the Pasuk wants to tell us about the unity that the Eibushter is one, so the Pasuk says the word one can mean there's one and there's two. So the unity in the word one is not ultimate unity. Yochid means one and only. Why does the Pasuk say Hashem Echad? Hashem Yochid, not only is the Echad, is one, is on one and only. So that's question number one. In the Gemara Brachas, the Gemara says in Brachas, Kol Amar Be'echad Be'echad Yom Shleis. This concept of Arichas Be'echad, and the Arichas of Echad brings the person Arichas Yom. what is the inner meaning of Meir Be'ech? Another point, the Gemara says, it doesn't mention, the Gemara says, what of the three, which of the three letters of the word Echad, you have the Meir, to say long, is Dafka the Dal. Why Dafka the Dal? Yes, like the, so we get into another Sugya Sidus, which will bring us eventually to this to answer this question. Much because of the Zoya, says the famous Zoya, Tach, is Zoya, and begin the Ishtamayel. In the beginning of Samach Vav, the Rebbe Rashab brings the famous three explanations why the Rebbe created the world. The first one he brings the Zoya, I think it was the Zoya, begin the Ishtamayel. The Rebbe wanted everybody should know it. Shenivoim Yedu v'Yasigur and Sobo. That's what the other Zoya explains. So that Gufa needs explanation. Eich Shayach Shenivoim Yasigur and Sobo. The last machshava tfisa beklal. Last machshava tfisa beklal. Like the same Pasach Eliyahu. So how can you capture? How can you shmoidu? How can you know a likus? Last machshava tfisa beklal. No thought can capture. Vayakel Hagor. I'm not sure if Hagimel. Either Hagor or Hagimel. That's a Maramakam. I didn't, in the beginning of the Maimah, it says, Bereisha Maimah, it's looking in the bottom of the page. This Maimah, the Rebbe Rashab, is miyated on a Maimah, Rabbein before him, in the Sefer, which is the Bichel, which is called Vayachlet. The Bichel, I guess, starts with the Maimah Vayachlem, and up, and our Maimah is based on the Maimah there. Then it says Vayakel Hagimel. I'm not sure. Maybe in the Sefer Vayachlem there's a Maimah, three Maimah Vayakel, or maybe it means Hagor. I'm not sure what it means. So maybe I'll look it up. It's not something yet. So it starts with the statement which we had at various times in the Chassidus, that all the Geluim and all the Eilamis are not from the first 9 spheres, but only Malchus. While Shmom, because of that, Hashem Zeh, Nikra Malchus, Shfim Hashem Shechechenes. A day of Malchus, Shalamayim, which means the sphere of Malchus, Madibu, speech, and the leadership, which is really relating to the relating to the other. All the other spheres are within themselves, like Keches HaNefesh. All the other Keches are your own feelings, your own intellect, your own experience. Malchus is that aspect of your Keches which relates to the other. You talk to someone else, you lead someone else. The male, that's in the marshal Keches HaNefesh. Similar in the Nimshon, the spheres, which Madrega of the Likus relates and creates the elements, and it's gallery, and now we're not the creation, talk about Giluyim, it reveals itself now. It's only the Madrega of Malchus, the lowest of the 10 spheres. Then that's why it's called Shechina. Shechina is it dwells within the lower world. It says in Kabbalah, the Malchus that Atzilus Nasis Kesav Atik L'Briya. The Olam HaBriya is part of creation. Olam HaBriya, that's the system of the created beings. Atzilus means that's the emanation of godliness. The Olam Atzilus means godliness. Briya means creation. That's a no. So it says Kabbalah that Malchus that Atzilus Nasis Kesav Atik L'Briya, which is the same concept we just said. Shechenet, the level of Malchus from Olam Atzilus dwells and becomes the crown of the Olam HaBriya. This is the same, more or less the same concept. Who, what it said, another expression of this concept says in Chazal, the Neshama is Gan Eden Shanani Miziva Shechina. Says Tzadikim Yeshvim at the same Berishem and Nani Miziva Shechina from the ray of the Shechina, which is Malchus. So again, so the Giluim and Oilamis in Gan Eden is all from Malchus. Why Take Malchus after Malchus? Madrig of Malchus in Misgala Lamato. The Shehi Chinas is Pashta all about, not access. Because, like I just mentioned before, he says it here that what's the difference in Malchus and the rest of the spheres, the rest of the Koychas HaNefesh? Malchus is Pashta Bavad. It's only a shine, a radiance. It's not the essence. The spheres that are above Malchus are that's the essence of Atzilus. It's that level of Falikus, the Nivoim, of you cannot be Makabel, which means they cannot receive in a way that they can handle it. Gam, another point, that's because from the side of the Nivoim. The Nivoim can't handle the Koychas Atzmos. Gam also mitzad HaMashpia, liyesen atzmi, em b'nei adam shachar. All the Koychas Atzim, by nature, they're not interested. They're not the concept of lowering himself, descending, doesn't exist there. The nature of the Koychas Atzmim is not to lower themselves outside, but forget to they want to be in a state of ascent and cleaving to their souls. That's another point that says in Kabbalah that there's the il of all, there's always the cause and the effect, the il and the all. So the teva all, that will be lost. The all of the effect is nature is to always want to cleave to its source. Nation Matzim Sa'ila, because the il of all, they're part of the Olo is part of the Ilo, so it only wants to connect to the Ilo. It's not interested in being Nimshach Lamat. Now, in the Chotze Ego, is taking care of an obvious question. So till now, we just described that all this is all that. And Malchus is a loss. Like the Hakashe, that Midas and Gilul is a loss. Sometimes, actually, in the Maimar Chodesh Samachvov, the famous Maimar Chodesh Samachvov, that's where he talks about the difference of Meichel and Midas. That relative to Meichel intellectual exercise, a person can sit in his own room and do it and analyze intellectual ideas. But Midas, relative to Meichel, is about feeling the other. Gilul is a loss. So why we just say that only Malchus Gilul is a loss? That's sort of a question. The questions that he just stated. That's how it works. First, he makes a statement, and then and obviously takes it from the sources, and then he questions it. So according to that understanding, in a liver dveikus, but in a Gilul is not it doesn't really answer, just says that in the first 9 spheres, still, so we have the difference, the Aliyah Dveikus and Shines, and the Yeridas and Plans become Zelda Malchus Daf. So it doesn't answer clearly, but I think basically what he's saying is that each sphere has the Malchus Shabai. So the Malchus Shebemidas, I think that's the answer. That is the Gilul. Then he says there's another way to explain it that we learned it actually in what was it, Samachay, I think, that the 2 levels in Ilav Ha'olam. the way the spheres interact with each other, in Atzilus, there are two parts. There's Tzerech Atzilus, Shabatzilus Guf, and Tzerech Biyah. So the Shabatzilus Gufa, there's the Il of all Shabatzilus Gufa, and the Il of all Tzerech Biyah. Right? Like Il of Biyah, they are mouths. So anything that related to Biyah is the mouth. So you raised the question. I don't see how he clearly elaborated and articulated the answer here. But for our purpose, we'll stick to this way of understanding it. That within the spheres Gufa, Enachaname, Biachas to Meichin, Midas is Gilui, but in the Gilui Sheba Midas is really only the Malchus Sheba. We'll in the meantime stick to that way of explaining it. Going back, all the other Midas, it says Midas Atzmi. They're all the other spheres, what do you call them? It doesn't say Midas. Atzmi, the Madregas. The Madregas Atzmi. The Madregas above Amachat Atzmi. They're all about yourself. It's essential. Malchus is only an extension of the aura of a radiance, like kingship. So why is it called Malchus? It's comparable to the concept of kingship in the real world. So what do we see in the king? The king himself sits in the palace. The fact that he's a king, his relation to the people that he rules is only shmoi, to his name. Everybody knows, oh, this is my king, so I have to respect him. So it's only his name. The king himself is not there. So we see that Malchus is only something external. So that is so okay. So what he said was there are two reasons why only Malchus can that what he started saying. Because the Midas that Atzilus, first of all, the Nivoim cannot be mekabel them. The Nivoim wouldn't be able to handle the Gilui of the Madregas above Malchus. Number two, the Novegas of Malchus are disinterested. They're busy with like they're Tevali. Their function is not to reach the top. Their function is to be who they are, and other to ascend to the source. So Mashenk and Malchus has both. Number one, it's a lower level. It's not Atzmi, it's all about Alma. Number two, the Mele automatically, Nivoim are caning to the Makab. So that's one statement he made about what Malchus is. So then when he just said about Malchus, he says that till now we spoke of Malchus that Atzilus. Now we're talking about the Oilamos, which is above Atzilus and Atzilus itself. And also, Malchus the Insof. All the Geluim and the Oilamos are expression of the Madrega of Malchus the Insof. The Insof, like we said, the Insof there's also Madregas. So what level, from which level all the elements get the Gilui only from Malchus the Insof. Shenasa Kesa the Attic, Kesa V'Attic would be. So I just said Malchus the Shlifnei Atzimtzum. Maybe here he's not talking. It's not to medai all these Madregas. Malchus the Insof Nasa Kesa the Attic Atzilus. Potius Kesa the Atzilus was Malchus the Ak, was Malchus the Insof Nasa Attic Ak, much was here. Okay, so he himself, first he starts, generally speaking, Malchus the Insof is Kesa the Atzilus. He breaks it down into more details. Malchus the Insof is a Kesa, the Attic. The Ak. And then Malchus the Insof is Attic for Ak. And Malchus the Ak is not, which is Attic, that's Nasa Kesa Atzilus. What's
that Rosh Hashanah? Zohar HaKadosh?
Zohar HaKia. No. Zohar HaKia is Arizal on the Zohar. Zohar Kir, the Pirush of Talmid Arizal, are based on the Zohar. So what do we say here? All these madrigas above Atzilus, which is the Malchus, the source of everything, it's called Kesed Atzilus. Omnom birdei she'ir Malchus, Kesed ve'atik, as a name of Avayim Alagay Slovish, and Zel Yelavush Amayna plus Atzilus the Malchus. Now he breaks it down more, but now he talks about the Malchus, that the Malchus is above Atzilus. So till now we spoke, he goes slowly, stage by stage. First, we spoke the general concept that Malchus, because it's our Ba'alma, the Malchus the Atzilus becomes a Kesser, which means the source of all the elements and the Giluim of all the elements. Then he said that the similar is above Atzilus too, that there's the Malchus of the Madrigas above Atzilus, there's Malchus the Insof, and the Malchus the Act. That's also becomes the Kesser of Atzilus. Okay, now he breaks that down. He said, truth is, Malchus itself also, there's what level of Malchus reaches the Nivoim or the Atzilus, only the law. Malchus itself, as it is also not enough of symptom, not limited enough that it can reach the elements below it. So the Malchus, there has to be a levush. Malchus itself needs certain type of blockage, of limitation, of concealment in order to reach Atzilus. Like we'll say also in you'll bring up the Gemara in a minute. We'll say even in a way the practical marshal from a Mela Basav Adam. So when you say that the Shmoy Nika Aleim, that's like within Malchus Gufa, there is a level of Malchus, which is which the king shows his strength. Then there's a lower level that's only a name. There's a Malchus Gufa the Madrigas. That's what he says. That's what the Levush and Malchus, even the Atzmis of Malchus can there has to be a Levush, there has to be a garment to cover up, to conceal and to hide the Atzmis of Malchus. The Inenoidas, and then he brings in the famous thing, based Pinasis. Philip always talks about this concept that in the Snas, which we translate Snasos, I don't know if leaders, what?
Sovereignty. So, but that's how you respect.
Sovereignty is control. Snasos is something else. Snasos means there is above, is loft. Sure, the Papa will translate in English what is Nasus. You know, in modern Hebrew slang, a person we call it misnasa means he looks down. He's like above. So in misnasa is good for the fact that the king is above everybody. There are two stages. It says Snasas al-Am. There's this Snasas al-Am, which means the level of looking down is relating to someone. It's so high that it says Misnasim Mois Oilo. So the concept of Snasas al-Am is expressed in the Lashon Yisrael davening. Misnasim Mois Oilo. That the Eibishter is higher than us from time immemorial, but means the Yachas to us, Mois Oilo.
But not necessarily as a negative thing, no, looking down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what I'm saying. Usually, when we say looking down is negative, we're not talking the negative aspect of it. It's a certain way of he's above the expression of the fact that he's above it. He's in control. But then he says that the low level of his nasis means his nasis al-am. That he's above b'yachas to the am. And then there's a second thing called isnazas atzmi. Shemenusa mitzad atzmi she'eina am be'achol isnazas aleh. He's so much higher and removed from the people that he doesn't even, Misnas Atzmi, he is in his own essential loftiness, which is above any relation to the Am. This is, where's the Lashon? She'ein Am Be'erach Klal is not so. He's so much higher than the people, he doesn't even look at them. They're not taking smoke. That's a two level of his Misnas. You know what? We'll start tomorrow again, this two madrigas of Misnas. All right. Go.
So, yeah.
Nice.